Welcome to another deep dive. We've got a really fascinating topic to cover today, and tons of interesting articles and research you sent over. Excited to unpack all this with you.
Yeah, it's really a lot, huh?
It is. AI
Yeah.
seems to be on everyone's mind these days, but
Mm.
this deep dive is going to be about way more than just, defining AI, right? We're looking at specifically generative AI
Yeah.
and how it's impacting everything from the arts to like healthcare, even the future of finance.
Absolutely. And it's not just analyzing data anymore. It's like actually creating things.
Yeah.
Music designs, writing stories even. It's this crazy creative engine that never stops learning.
Kind of blows my mind, honestly. So how about we start with the basics? Like, how does all this even work? I keep seeing all these terms like GANs, VAEs, transformers.
Yeah, those are the key players, I guess you could say, the real brains behind all of it.
Okay.
So imagine like two AI agents going back and forth, right?
Mm.
One's generating data, say like an image, the other one's like the critic judging it. How real does it look? That's pretty much GANs in a nutshell. Generative Adversarial Networks. They just keep refining, refining, refining till it's basically like a real image. You know those super realistic pictures of people
Yeah.
that don't even exist? GANs.
Wow. So is that how all this works? Two AIs just like arguing until they make something?
Well, not always like an argument. VAEs, variational autoencoders, they're different. It's more like imagine you compress information like a photo of a face, right? Into a code, then you decompress it and boom, new face, but with all the key features.
Hmm.
That's kind of the gist of VAEs.
So it's less competition, more like finding patterns to make new stuff.
Exactly. They're used in image editing software, even video game characters.
Gotcha. So Jan's realistic photos, VAEs morphing and making new images. What about these transformers?
Oh, transformers. Those are all about language, like the wordsmiths of AI.
Okay.
They use this thing called self-attention, figuring out how words relate, like in a sentence.
Yeah.
That's how they can write like articles, poems, even code. You probably heard of GPT-3. That's a transformer.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so all these different types of generative AI are like working together to create stuff. But like, how is this actually being used in the real world?
And well, that's what's so cool about it. Think about like music composers using AI to help with film scores, or artists, blending different music genres together seamlessly,
Mm.
or even visual artists using
Yeah.
it to create entirely new visual styles, or like transforming a photo into a Van Gogh painting.
Wow.
It's not replacing artists, it's giving them more tools to work with.
Yeah, that makes sense. So we've got AI writing scripts, composing music, making art. What about something a bit more practical, though? Like, how's this tech being used in businesses?
Oh, that's a big one. Manufacturing is a good example. Picture a factory where AI is running the show, like optimizing schedules, managing quality control, even designing products.
Really?
Oh yeah, companies like BMW are already doing it. Fewer errors, way more efficient.
Huh. So it's like having an AI manager overseeing everything.
Pretty much.
That's wild. What about other industries? Like, how is generative AI changing healthcare?
Oh, healthcare is fascinating. Imagine AI looking at medical images and spotting diseases like cancer way earlier and better than humans can.
Wow, that's incredible.
And that's already happening with companies like Zebra Medical Vision.
Hmm.
But it goes even further. Think personalized medicine. AI helping design treatments just for you based on your genes. It could totally change healthcare as we know it.
That's pretty mind-blowing. And what about finance? Seems like an area where AI could really shake things up.
It already is. It's so good at analyzing huge amounts of data
Yep.
and spotting patterns. It's being used for like everything. Predicting markets, managing risk, even catching fraudulent transactions. Like PayPal uses it to keep our online shopping secure.
Oh, wow. So like an AI watchdog looking out for us.
Yeah, something like that. And it's not just about security. Think about personalized online shopping.
Okay. Yeah.
AI suggesting products you'd actually want based on like your preferences. Amazon does that already to make sure you find what you need.
It's like having a personal shopper who just knows.
Yeah.
This is pretty incredible. We've covered creativity, industry, even our everyday lives. Where else is this tech showing up?
Oh, everywhere. Education, public services. Imagine AI tutors making custom learning plans based on how you learn best. Companies like Squirrel AI are doing that right now.
So it's not replacing teachers, it's making learning more personalized.
Exactly. And in cities, think about smart cities. AI managing traffic, energy use, even helping with public safety. Singapore is already using it to become a super efficient city.
Wow. So AI is making cities smarter, more responsive to people's needs. But with all this potential, there must be, like, some downsides too, right? Ethical concerns. Not all sunshine and roses.
That's a really important point, and we'll definitely dig into all those ethical questions a bit later. But for now, how about we switch gears and look at research and development?
Yeah, okay. What's happening in R&D with all this generative AI stuff? Any big breakthroughs?
Oh, tons. One of the coolest is this AI called AlphaFold from DeepMind. It can predict protein structures, which is huge for biology and medicine. Could mean faster drug discovery, personalized treatments, even curing diseases we thought were impossible before.
Wow. That's really amazing. It could sound like generative AI is opening up a whole new world for medical research.
Oh, absolutely. And it's not just one company doing this. You've got universities and tech giants all working together, sharing knowledge, which is leading to even faster progress. It's like this global brain trust pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
It is pretty exciting, but also kind of overwhelming.
Yeah.
All this stuff. Where do we even begin?
Well, think of it like generative AI is this awesome toolbox filled with super powerful tools. We're just figuring out how to use them to solve big problems and create amazing things.
I like that. It sounds like we're just at the very beginning of this whole generative AI journey. So where do we go from here? What's next? And what does it all mean for the future?
I think when you zoom out and look at the big picture, the potential is kind of limitless, right?
Yeah, I mean, limitless how?
Well, imagine AI not just creating stuff, but actually like helping us solve some of the world's biggest problems.
Okay, like what?
Climate change, for example. Scientists are already using generative AI to model climate patterns, to understand, maybe even help fix the damage we've done.
Wow, that's a big one. So AI could be part of the solution there.
Yeah, definitely. It's a huge problem, obviously, but AI could help us figure things out. And another area where it's making a big impact is finance. We talked about fraud detection, risk management, but it's even changing how financial markets work.
Okay.
You got hedge funds using AI for these super complicated trading algorithms, banks using it for loans, risk assessment.
So it's like AI playing a high-stakes chess game with the entire global financial system.
Yeah, in a way. And it affects everyone, even individual investors. AI tools could help us make smarter decisions, manage our money better.
That's interesting. I've seen ads for those AI investing apps, but I've always been kind of skeptical.
It's good to be skeptical, for sure. Do your research. Like with anything, AI can be used for good or bad, right? That's why it's so important to talk about the ethics, make sure it's developed responsibly.
Right, of course.
Yeah.
So we've talked about manufacturing, healthcare, finance, even climate change. But what about its impact on us, like individually? How is generative AI changing how we live, work, interact with the world?
Well, one of the coolest things is how it can actually boost our creativity. We've talked about AI making music, art, but it goes so much further.
Okay.
Like architects using AI to design eco-friendly buildings, engineers making lighter, stronger materials for planes.
Yeah, I even read about AI designing clothes, like personalized outfits, like having your own virtual stylist.
Exactly. And think about education. AI tutors tailoring lessons to each student based on how they learn best. It could completely change how we approach education, making it way more accessible and engaging.
Yeah, that's a really cool idea. But, what about the whole thing with AI replacing jobs? I mean, if it can write, compose music, design things, even teach, what's that?
Something we got to keep in mind as this tech keeps evolving. But remember, AI is a tool, right? Like any tool. It can be used in good ways or bad ways. It's up to us to make sure we're using it to make things better, not replace ourselves completely.
So it's not about AI versus humans. It's more like AI and humans working together.
That's it. And I think that's where the real magic happens. Imagine a world where AI helps us be more creative, productive, connected, helping us solve problems, make smarter choices.
Yeah, it sounds like a very different world. Do you think we're even ready for that kind of change?
I think we're on the edge of something huge, a tech revolution that'll change everything in ways we can't even imagine yet. There'll be bumps along the way, sure, but I'm optimistic. We can figure it out, make sure AI benefits everyone.
It's a lot to think about, for sure. So for our listeners, as we kind of move towards this AI-powered future, what are some key takeaways? What should they be thinking about as they're trying to make sense of all this?
Well, I think the most important thing is stay informed, keep reading about AI, talking about it, with friends, family, have those discussions about what it means for all of us.
So don't just read the headlines. Really engage with it all. Form your own opinions.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to ask questions. The more we understand about AI, the better we can shape it and make sure it's used for good.
Yeah, I like that. Stay curious. Ask questions. Be part of the conversation. It's not about being scared of the unknown. It's about embracing what's possible.
That's a great way to put it. And, it's still early days for all of this. We're really just starting to see what generative AI can do.
Makes you wonder what the future holds, right? So as we wrap up this part of the deep dive, is there anything else you want to add? Any final thoughts for our listeners as they keep exploring this whole generative AI world?
Just to emphasize one last thing, generative AI is a tool. Like any tool, it can be used for good or bad. It's up to us to decide how we use it, what kind of future we build with it. So let's use it wisely, ethically, with the goal of making a better world for everyone.
That's a great point to end on. It reminds us that we all have a role to play in this. It really is amazing to think about all the potential, right? We've covered how generative AI works, how it's affecting industries, society, but I kind of want to dive deeper into some of the specific examples from all this research. Like I saw this thing about style transfer in image editing. It sounds like sci-fi.
It is pretty wild. Basically, you can take any photo and make it look like, say, a Van Gogh painting or a Picasso.
Seriously?
Yeah, there are websites where anyone can try it out, like deepart.io. You can create your own digital art in the style of, like, the masters.
Well, it's not just for pros anymore. Anyone can do this. That's pretty cool. What about text generation? We talked about GPT-3, but are there other, like, big advancements happening with language models?
Oh, yeah. Natural language processing is constantly evolving. Like, new models are coming out all the time. But the big thing is AI is getting really good at writing, like human quality writing.
And what does that mean, practically speaking? What kind of stuff can it do?
Well, think about like websites needing content, social media posts. AI could write that stuff. Or imagine tools that help writers get over writer's block, come up with ideas, even co-write stories.
Like having an AI writing partner.
Yeah, exactly. And it could be huge for education, too. Personalized textbooks, feedback for students.
Wow, so it's not just for professional writers, it's for anyone who needs to communicate.
Right, and it's not just writing either. These language models can create chatbots that are really good at talking to people, like naturally.
Huh.
I mean, customer service, virtual assistants, even like companions.
Kind of crazy to think about AI being that integrated into our lives,
Yeah.
but also kind of exciting. One thing that really caught my attention was this whole idea of AI-driven storytelling. What is that exactly?
So think about like video games or VR experiences where the story changes based on what you do.
Okay, yeah.
There's this game called AI Dungeon. It's text-based, but you can type anything you want and the AI responds, creating the story as you go.
Wow. So it's like a choose your own adventure, but with like infinite possibilities.
Exactly. And it's not just for games. It could be used for education, training, even therapy. Imagine a virtual therapist talking to you and adapting to your needs.
The possibilities really are endless, huh? It's clear that generative AI is more than just like a tech thing. It's changing how we think about creativity, information, even reality itself.
It's a huge shift.
Yeah.
And we need to be aware of it, Think about how it's going to affect us. Make sure we're using it in a way that benefits everyone.
So as we wrap up this whole deep dive into generative AI, what are some of the key takeaways for our listeners? What should they be thinking about as they process all this?
I think the most important thing is to stay curious. Keep learning, exploring, asking questions. This is a field that's constantly changing. There's always something new to discover.
And it's really just the beginning, right?
Yeah.
We're just scratching the surface of what's possible.
Absolutely. The future is wide open, and it's up to all of us to shape it in a way that's, good for humanity.
I love that. So much to think about, so much to explore. It's been amazing unpacking all of this with you. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, everyone. We'll see you next time.